my name is Wayne Crowley. I am the author of the book, Prophecy Proof Insights of the End Times. In this video, I will give you insight about the End Times blood moon. So we're going to do a presentation here. So we're going to go to the next slide. And here we have a blood moon, sort of like reddish, orangish color, really red. And the reason for this video is that every so often there's a total lunar eclipse, which causes the blood moon, and people kind of freak out. They tend to think the world's coming to an end because Bible prophecy does describe the moon turning to blood, or a reddish color, or just a change in the moon's overall appearance. And here we have a passage from Joel which describes it. So during the end time blood moon, you're going to have the sun darkening in the sky, and you have the moon turning like a bloodish color. And it's really going to scare people. And every so often, we get total lunar eclipses which produce this type of color, and people just think that perhaps that this total lunar eclipse is going to be the blood moon described in the Bible. And I want to deal with that in this video to calm people down who may be freaking out over things. So to the next slide, we have here the longest total lunar eclipse of the 21st century, which is July 27, 2018. I'm recording this on July 26, 2018. And what you see here is that you have the total lunar eclipse visible in the Middle East and Southwest Asia part of the world, but in areas like the United States, it's not going to be visible at all. So I look at this map and I don't believe that this type of lunar eclipse is the blood moon described in Revelation. And a major reason is, one, the total lunar eclipse is not going to be visible everywhere. It's only going to be visible in only a small part of the world. Also, when the total lunar eclipse occurs, it's going to be daytime in areas where it will not be seen. So like where I live in California, the sun's going to be out. It's going to be shining it's going to be shiny. It's going to be, where I live, it's going to be like 108 degrees. So sun's not being blocked here. So when you go back to Joel, you have the sun darkened. Well, it's not going to be darkened in places where the total lunar eclipse is not going to be seen. The sun's not going to be darkened at all. So this what kind of makes me think that this is not the blood moon described in Revelation. And you had the same thing here in 2014, 2015, where only a small part of the world got the total lunar eclipse, where the moon turned red, but the other parts of the world where there was sunlight had sun, if it wasn't raining. But even in 2014, 2015, where people were hyping this as some great end-time event, you had sometimes the total lunar eclipse would not even be visible in the Middle East, which you kind of think would be important. So I don't think there's anything to worry about here. When we compare Joel and Revelation, which are two passages concerning the blood moon, we find that the blood moon is going to be accompanied by fire and pillars of smoke and a great earthquake. That is indicative of something different than a total lunar eclipse. When you have fire, earthquake, and smoke, you have a volcanic eruption or volcanic eruptions. That's usually what it indicates. And smoke and ash from volcanic eruptions can generate the red moon, the blood moon. It can do it. You can see pictures of wildfires, and during the night of a wildfire, you will see the moon turning red or orange. And that's how you can generate a flood moon without a total lunar eclipse. Now, in this case, in the sixth seal, Revelation 6 is describing a giant earthquake. This is probably an earthquake that is felt across the planet. So if you have volcanic eruptions across the planet, you're going to have the sun darkened throughout the world, and you're going to have the blood moon wherever the moon is showing, you're going to have the blood moon. So what is likely to be the end time blood moon is going to be accompanied by volcanic eruptions rather than a total lunar eclipse. And one more thing regarding the blood moon, end time blood moon. Go to the next slide. Look when it occurs. You have the signs in heaven occurring with the sun dark and moon changing its appearance after the tribulation. That is indicative that this is not an early end time event. This is a late end time event. You're not going to see the blood moon as described in Joel and Revelation until the latter part of the end times rather than the early portion, because Jesus is in Matthew 24 is describing these events occurring after the tribulation. So if anyone is telling you that a total lunar eclipse is the end time blood moon, do not believe them. Don't worry. Don't freak out. there's still, I mean, you're going to have plenty of warning about when the blood moon is actually going to be occurring, and a lot of stuff has to take place before the end time blood moon occurs. So with that, Wayne signing off. Goodbye. If you like what you heard in this video, I encourage you to pick up my comprehensive book about the end times, which is available on Amazon, on the Kindle, paperback, and hard copy. It's a really good read. It's really easy to understand, and I hope that you will consider my book. Thank you. Take care.